It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to Saturday Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 18th day of December, week before Christmas. I hope everybody's having a festive holiday season. Got a few things to cover this morning. Got some news stories, got some other stuff. But first, I have to point out that today is National Baked Cookies Day. So, what that's going to mean in my household is I got to start making the sister and the niece feel guilty because they're not baking chocolate chip cookies today. But that's maybe I can talk them into it. So anyway, it's National Baked Cookies Day. So bake some cookies. All right. Bunch of cruise ships sailing today and tomorrow from U.S. ports. Today, down in Port Canaveral, Mariner of the Seas, Norwegian Escape, Carnival, Mardi Gras. From Fort Lauderdale, New Amsterdam, Celebrity Reflection, Odyssey of the Seas, Sky Princess from Miami, Symphony of the Seas, Carnival Sunrise, MSC Seashore, Norwegian Joy, Jewel of the Seas, Carnival Freedom, Crystal Symphony, Seven Seas Mariner, over in Tampa, Serenade of the Seas, New Orleans, Carnival Valor, Galveston, Carnival Dream, Carnival Vista. Out in Long Beach, Carnival Panorama, and San Pedro, the Majestic Princess. Tomorrow, from Manhattan, New York, we've got the Norwegian Gym. Hot Air Tom will be getting off of the gym in the morning. Baltimore, we've got Carnival Legend, Port Canaveral, Harmony of the Seas, Disney Fantasy, Carnival Magic, MSC Meraviglia. From Fort Lauderdale, Allure of the Seas, Caribbean Princess, Celebrity Edge, New Staten Dam, and Emerald Princess. Down in Miami, tomorrow we've got Scarlet Lady, MSC Divina, Oasis of the Seas, Norwegian Encore, Carnival Sunshine, Carnival Liberty. Over in Tampa, Carnival Pride and Norwegian Dawn. New Orleans, Carnival Glory, Norwegian Breakaway. Galveston, Carnival Radiance and Liberty of the Seas. San Diego, Konig's Dam sails tomorrow. And San Pedro, that's of course one of Los Angeles ports, the Norwegian Bliss sails tomorrow. So pretty busy weekend for cruising from the U.S. All right, headlines today, which we're going to get to all these stories in a bit. Cruise lines tighten mask protocols. Carnival opens Dubai terminal. Explorer of the Seas denied entry to St. Lucia. And the fourth cruise dock to open in Cozumel, and much more this morning live. Okay. Again, just to repeat this, I've said this the last couple of days now. On Monday, I'll have a very special guest, Kevin Lowe of the Lowdown with Kevin Lowe. Will be my guest. He is a wildly popular blogger and has had 68 episodes of his podcast. It's going to be an interesting chat, I feel. He's been blind since he was 17 years old and has traveled extensively. So we're going to talk about a blind man traveling. So, going to be an interesting discussion. On Tuesday, looks like we're going to have Aidan James, who's the owner of the San Diego Superior Seas Travel. And he's also has cruised pretty extensively. So that's coming up on Tuesday. All right. Today's port, if you'd like to take a guess, is now up. And you can take a look at that and see if you can determine where in the world that is and what port that is. So that is today's port quiz. So you can name the port. All right. Now, All right, Hot Air Tom, as you know, is in Bermuda on the Jim. And yesterday, he had a pretty busy day, and we have several things. But first, I have to do this first. So this was just awesome. Well, first of all, one of the things they did yesterday, he was in another cave, and this was a clip he sent from the cave.
This cave is the orange. And does anybody know what that is? Anybody want to take a crack at it?
Is it sand?
Iron? You got it! Tell me your name again. Carlene got it. It's iron. It's a minute.
All right, that was just a little quick clip from one of the caves in Bermuda that Hot Air Tom was in. And then this is down at the Blue Hole, Bermuda's Blue Hole. Now, when I start this, folks, I want you to pay particular attention to the center part of the trees. Just kind of watch the center part of the trees.
2, 1, go for it! Boom. All right.
Now, did you see that? That was Hot Air Tom come flying out of that tree into the Blue Hole of Bermuda. I thought that was awesome. All right, so anyway, back up here to Hot Air Tom. It was actually yesterday was on the Bermuda Hidden Gems tour. And it did a bunch of things. One thing was a tour in the jungle where you had to get out and walk in the jungle. That's the Blue Hole of Bermuda, the cave tour that we had the clip on. And of course, he's all decked out for the cave tour. He's ready for it. So, and then when it was all over with, they got to visit St. George's Lighthouse. And they had lunch and stopped for an adult beverage, and that's a rum swizzle. I'm not sure what's in the rum swizzle, but I'd probably want to drink that if I had just done all that on an excursion. It seems like a lot of stuff to me for an excursion, doesn't it to you? But that's Hot Air Tom from the Norwegian Gym. Gets back into Manhattan tomorrow. So that's been a fun watch this week. All right. Yesterday, late in the day, Royal Caribbean and then Norwegian both tightened up their mask policies. And soon as that came out, within literally minutes, Carnival issued their own statement about their mask policies. And basically, the three major cruise lines have tightened up the protocols due to the recent uptick of COVID and the Omicron variant. In a letter to travel advisors, Royal Caribbean said that due to these concerns, we feel it prudent to temporarily tighten our onboard health protocols to require masks indoors at all times, unless actively eating or drinking. It continued to say that the rule is going to apply to every area and venue across its ships, including spaces that have been dedicated as being for vaccinated passengers only. We're sorry for any disappointment that this may cause, but hope you understand that health and safety has and will always come first here at Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean's policy is effective immediately through at least January 5th. Now, Norwegian's doing basically the same thing, and it's in effect only through December 19th. So they've got to issue another statement after this weekend, I guess. Royal Caribbean's booked guests who prefer not to sail as a result of this change or want to reschedule their cruise can contact their travel agent or the cruise line. Norwegian, on the other hand, has no such policy in place and is not, as of now, offering cruisers the opportunity to reschedule. Those who opt to cancel will face currently the cancellation policies. Now, following Royal and Norwegian, Carnival has implemented similar mask policies, plus reverted back to the social distancing suggestions they had earlier in the pandemic. Another significant change is that Carnival now strongly suggests that guests have a booster vaccination before their cruise. That's the first time I've seen anybody talk about boosters. But Carnival is now saying that on their website. Boosters have become an essential defense against the new Omicron variant, as detailed by the Centers for Disease Control. So that's what's going on with the masking procedure. And again, folks, if you don't want to wear a mask, if you don't want to follow what they're telling us to do, don't cruise, please. Things are looking iffy enough now with the way this Omicron variant is spreading. We don't want any further hassles. So if you don't like it, don't go. Stay home. Now, I hate to say it that way, but that's the fact of the matter. All right, I'll be back with a couple more stories after this.
Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise.
All right, that's Scootaround. Of course, give them the SRN 11137 number for the best pricing and for Chillie's Cruises to get a little credit. A few pennies going to the bank account. So, all right, Carnival Corporation has opened a brand new cruise terminal in Dubai. The partnership with Shamal, I believe that's how it's pronounced, Holding. The company has developed a Dubai Harbor Cruise Terminal as the main hub for cruise tourism in the United Arab Emirates city. The official opening was marked with the arrival of 2 passenger cruise ships visiting the terminal, Costa's Cruises Costa Firenze and Aida Cruises Aida Abella. Both landed yesterday on the day that the terminal was opened. All right, that's a good story for a change. One not so good, Explorer of the Seas was denied entry to St. Lucia. It's actually the day before yesterday. We didn't hear about it till yesterday after the show. So they ended up having a day at sea rather than the port of call of St. Lucia. According to guests on board the current sailing, the captain confirmed over the public address system that some crew members had tested positive and were immediately put into isolation. Royal Caribbean has swiftly dealt with the positive crew members, and protocols have stopped any spread. However, St. Lucia refused entry from any of the passengers on board the Explorer of the Seas. Explorer of the Seas did a day at sea and has gone on like normal. I don't know if there's going to be any flack back from this one or not. We'll just have to see. Again, folks, now, if you're cruising in the near future, as I am, I was leaving 30 days now, or just a little over 30 days. Be prepared for things to change, because it's in all likelihood going to change quickly again. So, and just take it in the flow and realize that, well, some cruising is better than no cruising. So, all right, down in Cozumel, they're going to build a 4th pier. A cruise dock that's been under discussion for months now was finally approved by the Mexican Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources. Cozumel will have its 4th cruise dock and 2-level terminal building built, functioning as a cruise embarkation point. That's going to be a change for Cozumel. Concerns over the effect of cruise ships on the fragile reef system in the area seem to have been overcome. The area will now be under a strict environmental management plan during the build and rebuild and beyond. The estimated cost of the project, and there's not a date yet for completion, is $25 million. So they're going to put a major development there in Cozumel. Well, next time Elizabeth's on, we'll have to ask her if she knows anything about that. But that was just I was done yesterday after I talked to Elizabeth, and so I'll have to. Elizabeth, if you're in chat today, do you know anything about this new doc that was announced? That apparently was approved yesterday. So, all right, that's it on news today, folks. Let's go see who's over in the chat room. I did see the Kenneth's with us from Pennsylvania. Kenneth and Robin, how you guys doing? Let's see. Katie's with us. There's Elizabeth. Buena dias, Elizabeth. Jack is with us from down in Conroe, Texas, 71 and cloudy. Thanks, Jack, for the weather update in Texas. Katie's with us. Hi, Katie. Emily's with us. Hi, she says hi to the gang. Jack says it's been an interesting week health-wise, teleconference with sleep study doctor, and quarterly in-person with primary health doctor. Wow. I hate those kind of weeks, but they're a necessity. All right, Carol's with us. Hi, Carol. Can't stay on going for my booster. Have a good weekend. Oh, you're getting your booster shot today? Yeah, that's a hell of a lot more important to sitting and listening to the old fat guy. So, yeah. Congratulations, Carol. Glad you're getting the booster today. Jack says I now have home oxygen and portable oxygen. Wow. I'm still having issues with the portable. So I think I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and just buy a damn unit, a good unit. The unit I have is a cheapy unit. It works fine. It does what it's supposed to do, but the airlines don't accept it, and I have to have one on when I'm on the airplanes. That's a requirement. Katie says, you'll have to tell your Monday guest that you have a follower who teaches the blind and visually impaired. That's right. That's right. Katie does that. I will pass that on. Nikki's with us down in Jacksonville. 79 degrees in Jacksonville. That's disgusting. Well, no, it's not. That's nice. Actually, we got to 70 here yesterday. It's supposed to be 73 today. But then it's going to 20-something tomorrow. So, anyway, I don't think it's going to get that warm today. It's supposed to rain. We'll have to wait and see. Emily says hot air is much braver than I am. I think it's terrific. He does something crazy like this all the time. I'm all in favor of it. I mean, if he wants to do it, that's great. You don't see Cindy doing it. She just sits back in the back going, oh, God, there goes hot air Tom again. Yeah. But, yeah, he ain't fun. I want to know how he flew out of the trees, the middle of those trees. I'm not sure about the setup. There's not any pictures of the setup on this, but I thought that was pretty cool. Jack says, I've made arrangements for air and cruise travel, wheelchair for air from baggage drop-off to gate and return, oxygen in air and on ship. Air and cruise travel. Oh, takes care of oxygen in the air and on the ship. That's interesting. Okay. I need to add that into my resources. Emily says, Jack, how far can you go on portable oxygen machine? Usually it's on how long the battery lasts. And they're not consistent. I have 2 batteries for my unit. One's good for an hour and a half. The other's good for 3.5 hours. Same size battery. Charged the same way. So, anyway, Katie says, I'm fine with mask wearing as long as I can cruise. Yeah, me too. Matter of fact, I got a delivery yesterday of 2 masks that I ordered. It's the first time I've actually ordered them, but I figure I might as well, as much as I wear them anymore, because I have to wear them all the time for PT. You know, that's anything you're doing around medical facilities. I don't have any choice. Emily's mentioning, Radio City Music Hall was shut down. Yeah, that's sad this time of year. Jay-Z Twins Mom. That's a new name for me. I'm not familiar with you, but welcome aboard. We're sailing on December 23rd on Enchantment of the Seas. Oh, that's awesome. First cruise back. I'll wear a mask as long as I can cruise. So happy to be back. Absolutely. And Enchantment of the Seas is one that I have been trying to book. And every time I throw a date at them, they don't have an accessible cabin. And I have to have I've got to have a scooter. And so I've got to have an accessible cabin. And but one of these days, I'm going to get a cabin on Enchantment and get on it. Because now I'm booked reasonably full up through the middle of the summer. But eventually, I'm going to get on Enchantment of the Seas also. Jack says he has 2 batteries, each good for 4 hours. At the lowest setting, 8 hours total. I've also limited recharging capabilities. That's nice. Emily says, sounds like you're good to go anywhere, Jack. Yeah. Go with the flow, guys. He can also recharge on aircraft and ship. That's awesome. Jack says, thanks for the scoot around the system. Absolutely no problem, my friend. Of course, you realize the payment for that, you're going to have to share with me pictures and clips and everything from your cruise so we can keep up with your adventures. Elizabeth says, it's a major drama here on Cozumel about the new pier. Everyone is up in arms over it. Well, apparently yesterday I got approved as the press release that came out on it. Kenneth says, have you ordered your home test yet? And if so, what brand and company did you order from? I have not yet. And now I'm a little worried that I haven't because of the big rush on it that they've on the home test. The Abbott Binex thing has had a big run on them this week, mainly because of actually the New York area. So I don't know. That's on the agenda for today. I've got to look into that, make sure I get the right one and get it ordered. And it's because I'm going to have, get several of them and have a couple with me in case, since I'm doing side by side the first time around and going to 2 different ships after I get off the first one, and may or may not be able to get a test and on the fly and have that in case to fall back on, so I can have the required test. Amy says, for the last few days, CVS has not added any new dates for COVID testing after December 30th. I wonder if they're ending free COVID testing after the end of the year. That's a good question, Amy. I don't know. I had checked with my CVS here for January, and the dates don't go that far either. So we'll just, that's why I'm going to go the route of the proctored home test. So No guesses on the port. Maybe we should just drop and then no one guesses anymore. Yeah, I know that was pretty easy too, folks. I'll flash that back again. Jack says the VA set me up with Oxigo, which uses Inogen technology. Both are approved for aircraft. $3,000. Yeah. That's what I'm figuring I'm going to have to drop $3,000 on it. Jack says, try completely discharging the weaker battery and then fully recharging. It may restore the maximum battery life. Okay. I'll try that. I'll watch, but my first time catching your live stream. Thanks for your news. No problem. And I'm glad you're with us. And as you can tell, everybody in the chat room, they talk back and forth to each other. The one thing that I'm real weak on, folks, is anybody that's on. I keep thinking of, I need to go over to Facebook and see if anybody is on Facebook and chatting there, because it doesn't show up in what I see here. So if somebody's been on Facebook and tried to chat, that's why, because it doesn't show up where I see it easily. Kenneth says Prince is doing it at the port, but it's $150 per person. Yeah, I know the cruise lines that are doing it at the port they're getting just an outrageous amount of money for it. But so we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to work on the testing thing today. I will report back to you the first of the week. What I find is if still they're available to order, if the delivery dates are, what they said it's supposed to be. So we'll have to see. Jay-Z says I did the Abbott Binext home test for my October cruise, and it was so easy. If I can do it, anyone can. That's what I'm figuring. It ordered it through Optum. Okay, ordered it online. Emily asked, how's Continental and Charmin? They're a little upset because we have 2 house guests this weekend. We have 2 dogs that are staying with us this weekend. So although the dogs get along fine with the cats and the cats get along okay with the dogs, they like to show their authority. But they, so far they're doing all right. So, Amy says, I think if you're going on side to side cruises on different ships, but staying on the same cruise line, they will test you. Yeah. But of course, I got to screw it up. I'm starting with Royal Caribbean and then doing 2 MSCs. I know from the second cruise to the third cruise, shouldn't have a problem. It's the first one that I got to, from Royal Caribbean to MSC, that's going to be testing. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be working on today. I'm going to get all that straightened out today, so I don't have to deal with it through the holidays. All right, that's going to wrap me up for today, end of the week. Of course, tomorrow we have, I'll be on Pete's show in the morning with Pete and Allison on the cuppa on a couch, or however, whatever Pete's calling it, coming live from London. And then, of course, John and Martin and I, the Cruise Amigos, at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. That's tomorrow. And we're going to be talking, I don't know what we're going to talk about today. We haven't planned out anything. But I'm sure holidays and cruising will be involved, as it usually is. So, all right, that's going to wrap me up for today. You guys have a terrific weekend. Get all your Christmas shopping done so you're not rushing around at the last minute like a fool. I'm done with everything for me. Thank you. Just the same. I'm completely done. So, all right, you guys have a fabulous day. I'll be on the 2 shows tomorrow, and I'll be back here at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. This is the old fat travel guy You guys have a fabulous weekend. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.